Hello and welcome to Outsiders Weather and the Skeptics Ice Age Watch, where despite the experts telling us back in 2003 that there would be no more snow in the snowy mountains by 2020, they've had a bumper dump this week. And they're not alone. Record cold and hard frosts are continuing across the Rio Grande do Sul and mountain ranges of Santa Catarina in southern Brazil, the town of Bom Jardim da Serra, no relation to our own bomb, of course, shivered through a record-breaking -10 degrees, a low not felt since 1991. Chile and Argentina also appear set for a long and brutally cold couple of weeks. But hang on, that's in the southern hemisphere, where at least we expect it to be cold at this time of year. But 5 weather stations across northern Holland, where it is summer, have just busted all-time low temperature records for the month of July. Indeed, according to the Weerplaatser website, recordkoede 9 juli, nog niet eerder was het zo koud, which I think translates as, what the hell's going on here? It's never been this bloody cold before. Elder, just south of Groningen, came close to busting its all-time low maximum set back in 1909. Indeed, according to Electroverse, temperature departures up and down the continent look set to tumble some 4 to 12 degrees below the seasonal average as July progresses. Meanwhile, Reuters reports the great news that India's rice harvest may hit a record high thanks to an above-average monsoon season this year. India has received 14% higher than average rainfall. Don't tell Tim Flannery. Since the monsoon season began, joyous and rain-soaked Indian farmers have been able to plant around 12 million hectares with summer-sown rice, the Agricultural Ministry claims, which is up 25% from last year. Nearly half of India's farmland lacks irrigation, but thanks to these plentiful rains, rice farmers are likely to harvest a record crop. Happy days. And speaking of India, our old friend Antonio Guterres, the former Portuguese socialist leader and current head of the United Nations, you know, the clown who spent last year visiting tropical islands so he could wade out into the shallows to warn us about catastrophic climate change, while the real catastrophe, the Chinese coronavirus, was happening right under the UN's nose. Yes, that clown, Guterres. Never exactly the sharpest sea urchin on the coral reef, I say. Anyway, he said this week that coal has no place in COVID-19 recovery plans, and that air pollution is responsible for killing 9 million people. But is he right? Well, yes and no. According to the latest data, 8 million people do indeed die of air pollution, but it is indoor air pollution, as Matt Canavan was just telling us, that's arguably the major killer, where desperately poor and sick people have to burn wood, cow dung, twigs and rubbish for heating and cooking because they don't have access to cheap baseload electricity. Arguably, air pollution from so-called renewables like wood dung and crop waste kills more people than air pollution from fossil fuels, far more possibly. Indeed, it is access to baseload energy that has dramatically reduced deaths from air pollution, including the building of modern, high-efficiency, low-emissions coal-fired power stations. In other words, the complete opposite of what old Guterres was saying. Back closer to home again, many Kiwis are again waking to a bitterly cold morning, with many South Island centres plummeting below zero overnight. The coldest part of the country currently is the South Canterbury town of Twizel, -4.4 degrees, and central Otago dipped to -3.4 last week.
We're here because our world is warming. Undeniably, it is warming.
There you go. And finally, climate lovies at the Canberra Times report wild weather and heavy snowfall has led to treacherous journeys for snowgoers heading to the ski fields. Even experienced alpine drivers in well-fitted-out vehicles have reported they are sliding off the road this morning. Must be global warming. As Simon and Garfunkel always warned us,
believe we're gliding down the slip sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding.